Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. Today I'm gonna kind of talk through how I made this. I'm gonna play it back, so I'm gonna go ahead and load that up, the replay, and we're gonna see how this goes because I don't know how long this video will be because I know I spent a good amount of time on the weekend painting this, so let's just play it and maybe it'll be half the time because it might be sped up. We'll find out. So let's let it load. This will be a playback, but while this is being made, all I'm doing is spraying it black. So when I go into my paints, I only used pretty much 4 cans, and it was this one, the matte, the lazy, and then the Melbourne. And that's all I used, and I just kind of layered it like a cake, and you can start to see where I'm going and just kind of blocking in the picture what you saw earlier. And the thing is that I had a reference. Let's see if I can go back to that reference real quick. That is stopping me. We're going to go into reference images, and as you see that going, I'm going to go, because I grabbed a lot of them on Pinterest. I wanted to just try to have fun with it, so I found all these other cool ideas, but you can see what I used, and I started trying to paint in a lot of these little details that you see. I'm trying to keep my hand steady and my headset steady too, because I know it kind of gets dizzy trying to watch something like this. So let's go ahead and do a play-by-play and see what happens. Now, like I said, this is a long video, so I grabbed my battery pack to try to record all this. It looks like it's sped up. That's pretty cool, because I wouldn't imagine just you waiting around for me to look and try to figure out what I wanted to paint. As you can see in the environment, I'm going to try to pan around, not too busy. Got like a little city environment, and I've painted in this program before, and you got like a little ladder and other things that you can use. But the playback I like is because I can actually stand by as like a camera, and you're not like close up to the painting as I do this. It looks like some of the playback, you can see like a little green and stuff like that in there. I don't know what happened there, but it's whatever, as long as the final kind of works. But I pretty much paint over the whole thing anyway. So when you see my avatar getting up that high, I grabbed that ladder over there, and then I brought it to the center and started spray painting higher, trying to get the head. It's fun. This is a fun program. I love this program. For anybody who's ever airbrushed, this is kind of an airbrushing technique. I never really did graffiti. I guess it was think about it, it'd be pretty fun if I was able to do something this big on a spot, but there's nowhere out here where I live. I live outside of town. But any kind of art is pretty fun, and now I can do it on my Oculus. Keep it up, keeping up the momentum of creation, right? So I go a lot to Pinterest, and Pinterest helps a lot to get some inspiration going. So I just grabbed an image of a skull. I wanted to do a skull in here. I was trying to do it from memory, and it wasn't working out. And I was like, you know what? If I'm just gonna do this, I'm gonna try to get it a little bit more defined. Let's scoot up a little bit just to kind of see what we got here. I'm gonna scoot up a little so we can see a little bit better this play-by-play. Hopefully my battery lasts the whole session. I don't know how long this will be, but it looks like it's sped up, so that's a good thing. And the intent was to just start with one color besides black. Black is the main color in the foundation, right? But um, just go to the next one on here, and let's see where I'm at. Let's see, I missed my colors. Love all these colors that you have. This one, I believe it's this one that I'm at. So I started here and I went to this one. The other thing is you can switch your little caps. I kind of went back and forth. I think I did the fat and the thin a few times, the feather, but mainly I went to standard and just adjusted the pressure. So now you can start seeing I'm blocking it in, starting getting it going, getting that momentum. See right here, so I was in a creative rut, and I had COVID about a week or so ago. I'm in the clear now, but just having that, I don't know what it was, but it kind of took my momentum away from me. I just didn't want to do much. I just didn't want to do anything. I was tired. I don't know what it did. It got in my system and wore me down, but now I'm kind of back. Now I kind of got that fire to want to do stuff. But you can see I was kind of hesitant to do anything, and I was just kind of like going. But now you can start to see I'm getting a little loose with this painting. I started to see it, and the other thing is that it started coming back to me like airbrushing. When I airbrushed, it would come back, and you just start going at it. So let's see what we got. Spray painting all of that. Go. And so I was just going back and forth between the black and then the other one, and then just go from there. I'm never really sure what the recording will show, so sometimes the spray can, I gotta lift it up. It's still a bit of a learning process of recording this stuff, but get the idea. You can start to see where I'm layering the colors, and then going back and forth with just two colors and just a little bit of light. That light color is the third one, I believe, this one, and it looks very light, like almost white, but it's really these four, and it works for what I wanted it to do. I think I'll do another piece like this in just 4 tones, because I love not overcomplicating something and then just layering it little by little. And I can go back and add more depth to it. There's still a few more steps of just going higher if I really wanted to. We can layer this cake all the way up and keep putting some topping and icing on it, you know? So you can start to see where the little details I'm just dabbing inside of this program. So fun though. In the left hand, I'm holding up that reference. So I have that reference like this, and I'm just kind of just doing my thing. But I didn't use this. I didn't use any of these. I didn't go to this little chart at all. I think I had some headphones on. That helped me out, get some music going, and just flowing with it. Just music is probably the best thing to keep you moving as far as doing anything creative and moving forward. Yeah, I'm not sure what this green is right there. I hit my desk. I'm sitting at the computer. I'm trying to cast this at the same time, and right next to the computer. So I usually stand away from anything that can be hit. Ceiling fans, just tables. If you've done enough VR, you've probably hit something hard. I know I have. It's weird. It kind of takes you out of it. You're just like, oh man, where'd that come from? So yeah, this video seems pretty quick. I like it that it's not the whole real time, because this was a whole day I was spending on it. I spent a good amount on there, uh, back and forth. And I say that now. Watch this video be longer than I think, and I'm like, oh, maybe it was long. But now you can start to see it form. Let's stand back a little bit so we can kind of get an idea where we're at. And so just back and forth, just layering it up. There's no rush. There was no rush that day. I just wanted to zone out and create something and make something on the wall, graffiti style, and then learn a little bit more of this technique. Look at this. All those little lines and stuff. And if you look at the reference, we'll pull this up where I'm looking at. This area right there is where you can start to see all those little details. And so I just start back and forth with like the brush or the spray can. I love that you can hear this when you shake it. I don't know if you can hear it with that little microphone in front of me, but it's there. So just getting your shape. I guess if you're gonna do something this big, you should lay it out. And this is the biggest thing that I probably should have did, is started from the bottom up, because you can see where the jawline is. And so I had to kind of feather the lower jaw a little bit more, because I was like, oh, it's not gonna fit. But I was like already halfway through blocking it out, and I made it work. It's fun, because in this space, if you use the ladder, you got to go back and forth, grab it, move it, and go from there. So a lot of times, just for me, if I'm creating something, you know, this is just for fun, I just didn't want to lose that momentum. But you can start to see where I'm starting to just get that spraying, just spraying, just having fun, getting a little noise in there. I used the other can too. Let's see, the where is it at? I think it's the feather or the beef. A little bit of beef. When you do the beef, you can just beef it up and it gets a little sprinkly, and that's pretty cool. I like the beef. I like the I didn't get to do the Cyclops. I wanted to use that to kind of get a little bit more, but I didn't use it. Thin cap and pink pot. Yeah, they're all something I was experimenting with on this piece. There was some that I know not to use on here, because if you use that chisel one, it just like big blocks. And I probably could have used that to block this in easier, but it's okay. So let's move in on the action over here. Let's get a little closer. So now when you look at it, the painting that I did in there is a little heavy, but I was just kind of getting a little bit of a feel for what I wanted. After that, I kind of went back and started doing a little bit more, a little slower. I kind of got in a hurry, and that happens. You're like, you know what? I'm gonna speed this up, chunk it in real big, but then I go back and take it back. So these are just kind of like a little bit of layering on there. So you can see I just wiggle the spray can on there as I spray it up, kind of give a little bit more jagged look. Because what I do is layer it in there, and then I go back in and go with the lighter color or the darker color and just overspray it again. So I'm just kind of going back and forth, slowly, just kind of working that paint in there. This is what's fun about learning art, or not learning art, but just doing art, is that just about any medium you can transfer from one to another. This is just using your whole body, though. I love that this is like a workout for me, just like you're actually spray painting in a VR world. I really wish I had a little bit more space in the house, or I'd be doing this a little bit more often. But like to move chairs, move tables, you know. Anybody who has a VR setup and knows, or has a little space, they know that struggle. The struggle is real. So you can start to see I'm kind of blending it in there, in the little light to dark, and it's okay because I'm doing it more than once. I'm doing this one more time to give it a layer. Like this is like an underlying skin or a tone with the bones to kind of give it a little bit more texture. And I'm okay with that. I want to have a little more texture. When you look at it, that beginning of the video, and you want to have all these little just detail in there. So I kind of focused in on the nose a lot because it just worked my way from the center out and going from there. Like the top of the skull was like last to kind of really flesh out, but right here where the eyes start and everything else, I was wanting that to be the focal point where you look. I was looking on what do you call it? You get on the internet, you can always see somebody complaining, and there was these I guess Facebook groups I was reading, and they were like, what would you have gotten a refund if you could have, or something like that, and somebody put King Spray Graffiti. I was like, really? I was like, come on. This is like one of the coolest programs, but if you don't really do art, then it kind of like, it's like, I don't get it. You know, like, how could you hate this program? It's so fun. Even if I didn't know how to like spray paint, I would still I'd be doing chunks of just color. You know, it's just, it didn't matter. Just let your mind go and put some colors down. Put some creative whatever. You don't have to be anything. You just see. Okay, so that's the what was it called? Beef. I think it's the beef. I just beefed it up right there. Do a little beef just to kind of see it. There's that little beef. I want a little texture. But yeah, somebody was kind of saying they would have got a refund on this, and I was just like, oh, that's crazy. I never thought about it. Like, there are, you know, I could see that if you're not into art. But at the same time, just like in my mind, I'm like, this is the coolest program. This is the best program on the Oculus. I come back to this one. So that was one thing. So I lost a lot of data on this Oculus because one of the games I got a lot of games, and one of them locked up on the install, and I was looking online and said just reformat or reset your headset, and that looked like the only way to let it loose. And so I did that, but I didn't load every what do you call it, every game or anything to make sure that the cloud connected, so I didn't lose my stuff, and I lost some of the art that I did in here. So yeah, this is a clean slate on the Oculus. Some of the games saved and some of them didn't. It's whatever. It is fun enough for me to not really care. And anything I did do, I kind of recorded already or captured. And it's more for the experience. Like if I lost any game data, like I did lose Walking Dead. It's kind of bummed because I was getting far on that, but then again, the game's so fun that I really don't care. I'll play it again. I'll start over my little trek of getting zombies. But look at this. Now I went to the top and just kind of fleshing that out. But yeah, I had to reset the headset, but if you're lucky, you have the cloud save, and they just recently added that, so not every game or every app had it, but it's okay. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. But I guess the good thing about it with the resetting my headset is that a lot of the games and stuff ask me about, like, do you want to reset your, you know, or there was like updates. So there was one game that I play, In Death Unchained. It's an archery game, and I didn't know you could like set up the joystick to make you move instead of having to use the arrow to move around. I was like, oh man, this changed the whole game for me. So now that's just like another favorite. That it was a favorite game, but it got even better once I learned that you can change the locomotion of moving around. I was like, this is cool. Trying to keep my head steady because I know when you watching a cast of this, my head could be moving all over the place, and then it's just kind of gets a little dizzy. I did a video the other day, and I was like watching it, and I was like, oh my god, I move my head so much. My head is a tripod right now. I'm trying to be a tripod that slowly moves, and then slowly looks away, and I'm like, oh, what's over there? But let's get a different view. Let's change this up. Let's get from a different angle. See what we got. So back to the nose. We're doing more little stringy, long fades of just getting a little more detail in there. And the other thing is that if you get close, I'm gonna get close. You can see the like the normal mapping and the bump mapping and the texture. So that's pretty cool. I like that it actually does that. So I'm trying to get a little bit more detail in there. Let's look at the reference. So we're seeing there's a little bit of harder, sharper edges right there. So that's what I'm trying to get. The teeth, I kind of went back to last. I was just like, I knew they were going to be a little bit more back and forth. So you can see I've already sprayed that area, but I'm going back and doing it again little by little. I put the black in, take it away just a little bit, just to kind of keep that texture, just layering it up. I don't think there's really how you say it, for anybody who's learning, just keep at it. That's all I can say. I was kind of hesitant to do something this big in this program on here, and sometimes you just gotta jump in the water. And think of it this way: if you mess up, it's not like you spray did somebody's wall. I guess you can always start over and do it again, or spray paint over it again. And you've got unlimited spray can. Spray can never ends. That's the same thing with 3D for me. Like it's like unlimited Legos. If you thought about like Legos, that's what it is. It's unlimited Legos. Or clay and ZBrush, just unlimited clay. Well, until you run out of memory, then that's a different story, right? Different issue. An upgrade or buy some more hard drive space. Yeah, the big reason I wanted to have a big hard drive on this Oculus is because I didn't want to be held back on anything. I want to record. I want to play games. I guess for me, how do you explain it? Like with COVID and being in the house, this is a good way to get out your living room. But then you'll have folks saying like, you're going inside of the computer now. You're not, I don't know. This is pretty cool. I like that you can create in here. You good. I'm on a computer anyway all day for work, so it's not that bad for being able to create something in here and just get out that creativeness going. Can't wait to see where we are in another 5 years on the Oculus, because this past year they did so many updates and it's just so cool. Like even if you look around, even this environment, I'm gonna look around real quick. I know I'm painting, but just the whole environment. Love the textures, love the details, love all the little thought that went into this space to create it too. So it's fun. Working in the teeth. Looks like this video won't be as long as I thought it would be, because it is kind of sped up. kind of doing a little bit more careful on this. If you go to the reference, doing the little tongue and the teeth, it's a kind of a perspective looking down. Nothing wrong with references. Pinterest, and if you got this program, you can plug in your headset, drag and drop into there's a folder, and it'll tell you on here too where to use it on your references on here too. But it's a good resource to use. Like I'll pull up some other ones that I found just while we're kind of look at that. That's fun. I don't know, just a little inspiration. I want to say I got some Mario Brother one in here. Let me see. Yeah, I was gonna go through each one of these and do some of these later on, but those are fun. You needed like, you know, a push. Just get on Pinterest or just get on the internet. So I did go fix this. The jaw was too big. Here, I hit my desk again. The jaw was too big for me, so I'll go back and spray paint it over with that and kind of narrow it back in later near the end. So when I looked at it, let's scoot back. You can see it. Jaw's a little bit wide, but that's the fun thing, is that you can go back and spray paint back over it. And I know which colors I used. Just these 4. So that's good. So we're going in, getting the little details. Look at that. Been wanting to do more on the other programs too, like Gravity Sketch. That's another fun one if you're into 3D. There's a kind of a, what is it called? I can't remember the name of it. It's Tilt Brush. That's it. That one's fun. They made remakes of that, and it's not too bad, but it's different. It's a different program. Kind of a more like 3D painting, I guess, if you were to think about it, layering stuff on. I have yet to kind of find something that I want to create fully in it, but you know, never know. I did end up purchasing infrared light because you can't use this Oculus in the dark, and you know, my family, when they're asleep, I don't want to wake them up, and my wife, she doesn't like, you know, all the lights on if I'm trying to play it on the Oculus or just use Oculus. I bought a infrared and it worked. I was happy. Yeah, I was like Riddick, you know. I was like looking around in the dark, and you would have thought that the Oculus would have already had that feature, but I never really thought about it until you turn off the lights and you can't see in the dark. So now I'm just like, you know, I hope you're not afraid of the dark, you know, putting on my goggles, and they're like, man, those are some big old goggles. Like, but I can't go outside my boundary. It'll turn off. But it's fun. The light worked, and I was happy. It was like a lot better than I thought it would be. So let's get a little closer on this. Let's see. Let me hit my desk again. The teeth. Let's get that. There's not really much detail, but I do try to give it a little bit more. Try to get that in there. Some little textures. That green, I'm really not sure. And I hit my desk. Let me scoot back. Let's scoot back just a little bit. Stop the video that it's recording. It'll be like halfway through, and I have to start all the way over. That'd be cool if I could fast forward this, but that feature's not there, so I have to play back all the way. I could just put this on a tripod and then let it be and just record it from one angle, and then come back in an hour and then see where it's at. That'd be an idea, and then do the narration at the end so I know what I got. But it's okay. Get to relive this experience. Looks like the eyes I didn't try to blend out. I guess I was just like, I'm gonna come back to it, or I don't know. I know I fix it. now you can start to see the lower jaw starting to come together. How fun would this be to do it on a real wall? And then you just have like some crazy text or font going all the way out and just making a whole art piece. That'd be so cool. Look up some reference for like some smoke kind of coming off of him. But yeah, I remember it was a Saturday that I got this. I'd started it late that night, but I was just like, I woke up early. I was like, I want to finish this. And then I was just like, I was already kind of in the mode when I woke up and just started spray painting in here. It's kind of calming. It's something that just takes your mind away. You start doing stuff like this. Yeah, look at that. Just little details. Just put them in, take it away. Putting them in, take it away. Just a little bit of going in there. More detail. Doing that wiggle. You see that wiggle? I think the biggest thing is if you were in a hurry, not so fun. You rush it, doesn't feel as completed. I was like, I wanted to take my time, enjoy it. And that's why I'm sharing this with you, whoever's watching this. Like, if you love spray airbrushing or whatever, or spray graffiti, this is fun. You know, I watched other videos of this program, and people are doing some like real beautiful murals and stuff, and like just the lettering is awesome, and it's a whole nother level for me. I don't how do you say it? I don't have the experience yet, but I'd like to play around in this program to gain that experience, to know a little bit more techniques in that kind of field. Just learning like layout and stuff like that. I'm not that good with letters. I can copy, or not copy, but mimic or duplicate it. I said copy. Yeah, I can copy it. I can follow what somebody's already done and do that, but I can't. If I were to make it out of my mind, and you're like, hey, I want you to just say like the word skull and then make it in graffiti, I'm like, I'd have to go do some homework. Learn the art, learn the ways of the ninja, the graffiti ninja. Yeah, my maybe growing up, I did a little bit more like Old English and stuff like that, and that doesn't count. That doesn't look graffiti-ish. The block lettering, whenever I see the techniques, it's just like, oh, it looks so cool and so easy the way they do it. So I need to practice. And that's what this was. This was kind of like to kind of get me out, get me going, get in the mode. Back and forth, back and forth. Taking your time. Don't rush it. I want to say that yeah, I lost my little. I didn't like customize my graffiti can and my hat. I lost all that. But what's weird is that it came back. I saw the graffiti can still had like that a picture, and then it went away. So I don't know what that was. I don't know if it was just like, who knows. I need to make a new one, I guess, is what the universe is telling me. Look at this. Just kind of go back and forth, back and forth. Yeah, that green never went away. I'm afraid to spray paint it, and it registers on this replay. Like, I don't know if it'll do it, but I'm afraid to. I'm afraid to spray this over there. It's away from the canvas. That lighter color, it does a lot. It does a whole lot whenever when you look at it. this one. It looks white, but it's not. It's just your eyes playing tricks on you. Or this color's wrong on the top, but I think it's right when you hold it up. Kind of, it's got that highlight when you hold it up. There was a lot of detail in this skull when I found it. I was just like, ooh, I like that. There's a lot of like juiciness. I don't know what happened to us right there, but he had a lot of detail. I'm just like, let's put that in there. Let's have some fun. So I got that ladder again. Let's scoot back a little bit. Let's scoot back. See what it looks like from over here. You can start to see that from a distance that it reads, it registers. Let's get up here. When you're real close, you know, when you're close to the forest, it looks like this. It doesn't register, right? But then when you scoot back, and you scoot back more and more and more, yeah. It starts to make shapes. It starts to read. Let me get up here. And you can start to see it, don't you? It was fun. This was fun. I hope whoever's watching this is inspired to try this program. If you have an Oculus headset, and just go with it. Don't be scared. I don't know why the right eye is still with the thick spray. Thought I fixed that, but who knows? Maybe the replay. I don't know. Never going in that spot. Oh, you'd have thought I would have fixed that by now, or I knew what it was gonna be, and I was just gonna fix it later. I haven't touched it. I haven't sprayed. I haven't done anything. I haven't worked it out. What's up with that? I don't know. If I have to, I'll just reload the final. But I'm just right there. You would think like, hey, look, fix it. But who knows? I'm probably too close to see it. I just zoned out on one little space and just want to add these little details. You see that? Just icing on the cake. Lately, I've been watching a lot of Bob Ross on one of the channels. Shit. Thinking about it, when I watch those videos, like, I grew up watching Bob Ross on Channel 13, and it's just like, it took me back. I was just like, I used to watch him all day. But whenever they would show him, right? They would show him all day. It was like your antenna or whatever, cable TV. And I just watched those paintings. So that was just like, man. Nowadays you can just get 24 hours of Bob Ross, and it's just like, oh. But it's whatever. We're spoiled. I think my dog hears somebody outside. She might start barking. Hope nobody knocks. We're almost done. That would be my luck, right? And we're at the end, and then it's just like somebody's knocking. If that does happen, I guess I'll just call it where it's at. This is almost done, except for the eye. That's what's bothering me, and the little details. I'll show you what I'm talking about. Let's get closer. That right there. What is that? Why is it still there? Why didn't I not fix that? Is that the program? There we go. Get in there, fix it. It's like me seeing it was a replay, but future me is trying to tell past me to fix it. Maybe I did fix it and it's just not registering. So weird. Oh well. We'll just load up the final. Because I did notice this is weird. The green and then that wasn't in the original. So it could be a playback issue. Come on, fix it, man. Do I not fix that? I wonder how this records. If it's like on a layer or what made that pop differently. Or did I do that and not fix it? And that's how it is. Maybe that's how it is. No. It's not like that. Let me see, that wasn't there. Yeah, I did stay. So that's the end of that video. Let's do a little bit of a. Let's go back to the replay. Let's load it up. Let's load it up. Is it that one? That one looks more finished. That one looks finished too. Let's load this one up. Load. See? I think it had something to do with the replay. I'm going to stand up when you look at it. So I think when it did do the replay, that just, I don't know, it didn't register. So this is really what it looked like in the end. But you saw the making of. It was shorter than I thought. It was actually like a quick replay, but besides the little technical thing with the eye, and it probably shows a little bit differently with the way it registers on the playback. I don't know how it does it, so, but it was still fun. You get the idea. Let's go back. Let's step back. Let's get back over here. Stand on this thing. Look at that. That's so fun. So, yeah. Let me see if I get up here. Yeah, it's gone, that little piece, and yeah, it was a good time right there. It was fun. So I can't stress enough that how fun this program is, and how much you can do in it. And there's like a world. You're like a little tiny world that you can look over the edge. And then I live near Dallas, so it's like, you think of it like Deep Ellum down there. So for anybody who knows Dallas area. But so yeah, this is it. That's the final. Hope you enjoyed this. I hope, I don't know, hope you get out and create something too. I was in a rut, and now I'm not. I'm ready to do some more. So I appreciate you watching, and hope you have a good day.